faith isn't a gift that's going to come overnight, Akia. Rather, faith is a gift that's cultivated through experience. All right, Shalom. I want to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and grace and peace to elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, recall your friend of GMS Orlando Camp, coming at you with a brief lesson through the Spirit. Just putting some words to my thoughts. Lord, when this is edifying unto you elect. Just sitting here meditating on how faith is one of the essential building blocks to this truth of ours. You hear brothers say it all the time. You hear the Lord reiterate it all the time in the scriptures. How faith is one of the essential building blocks to this truth of ours and to our endurance in this truth as well. Faith isn't something that comes overnight. It's definitely not something that comes overnight. Rather, faith is something that comes through experience. And the more and more the Lord puts us through situations of uncomfortability, and situations of uncertainty, and the more and more we're put through our daily or our personal trials and tribulations, the more and more we learn to become more, or the more and more we learn to become faithful in our power and to wait on that standard to be uplifted in our personal situations. And these very same lessons in faith that we're learning right now are going to yield their value in the days to come. All right, in the time of Jacob's trouble, all right, in the hour of temptation, all right, these very same lessons in faith that we're learning on a daily basis are going to yield their value. Lord willing, word of the elect, But I had a couple of precepts, to speak on the matter. Lord willing, this is edifying unto you elect. All right, we're going to start here in Hebrews chapter 1. All right, and understand, point of tonight's lesson, being to understand that faith isn't a gift that's going to come overnight. All right, faith is something that we're learning to cultivate through our experience in this truth. Because the more and more we experience uncertain situations, the more and more we experience our trials and tribulations, and the more and more we're delivered, the more and more faithful we learn to become in our power. The more and more trust we gain in our power as we see that standard being uplifted in our personal situations. You understand? Yes, it's an easy thing for the Lord to snap his fingers and for us to have extreme levels of faith, but that's not how it's working right now. That's not how the Lord set it up, for us to be here in these latter days. The Lord set it up for us to gain those extreme levels of faith, the faith needed to perform miracles here in these latter days through experience, through our personal journeys right now, through the different things we're being put through right now, as a testament of the Lord's power. But this is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right, when you break down that word substance, it goes into understanding. All right, so when you read it again, it says, now faith is the understanding of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right, and the more and more we're put through our certain trials and tribulations, the more and more we understand the hope. All right, the hope that our forefathers had and the hope that we should have here in these latter days. The more and more the hope becomes clearer for us. We understand what we hope for. And the chief thing that we hope for here in these latter days is mercy. It's mercy, it's salvation. That's the chief thing that we hope for, man. And as we're put through uncertain situations, uncomfortable situations, the more and more we understand that mercy that we're hoping for. It says the evidence of things not seen. And the more and more we're put through these situations and delivered, the more and more evidence we gain through the Spirit of the things not seen, which is our faith. The more and more the Lord delivers you, the more and more evidence you have in your spirit of the faith, of the fruits of faith. Put it like that. That's why faith is one of the essential building blocks to the truth of ours, because faith is going to take the elect far. Faith is how the elect is going to live in these latter days, right? Let's get that. Let's see. Bear with me real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 38. It says, "Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him." All right, but the point being, now the just shall live by faith. All right, here in these latter days, man, the just are going to live by faith. And that's what we're learning to do, man. You know, as the Lord puts us through these certain trials and tribulations, you know, our daily trials and tribulations, the more and more we're learning to just live by faith, to just trust the Lord. Because everything is in the hands of the Lord. Everything is a product of the Lord. And if you believe the scriptures, all right, the book of Romans, the 8th chapter, around the 28th verse says, all things are working toward the good for those who love and fear the Heavenly Father, roughly paraphrasing. So if you believe that, you know, then the more and more you're put through certain uncertain situations and uncomfortable situations, all right, the more and more you should understand to live by faith. Just live by faith. You know? But this is Hebrews 10 and 38. Again, it says, "Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him." All right, now let's get this real quick. And then I'm going to grab this last precept. All right, this is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. You know, just to hit on the point that, you know, this faith of ours is a gift, you know, at the end of the day, that we have to cultivate. All right, this is a gift. And just like any gift, we have to treat it with care. All right. This isn't a fly-by-night gift. All right. This is a gift that you have to cultivate. It's like a plant. You know, if you gifted a plant, you have to water it. You know, you have to give it the proper sunlight. You know, you have to give it the proper nutrients. You have to care after. You have to watch over it. You know, you have to watch over its progress. You know, you have to cut out any weeds that may be growing alongside it. You know, cutting off its nutrient, its path of water. You know, and so on and so forth. This truth is just like a plant that we receive from the Lord. It's a gift that we have to cultivate, and we cultivate it through our daily walks. All right, by having faith, by applying the faith that we read about, you know, on a daily basis to our personal lives. That's how we cultivate this gift that's been given us. But this is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of the Heavenly Father, not of works lest any man should boast." All right, so this faith of ours is a gift. All right, it's a gift. And with this gift, we have to cultivate this gift. Through what? Through application. All right. So, let me get this and then I'll close it out. You know, this is the main precept that popped into my mind, you know, as I was meditating on the topic this evening. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, and verse 9. It says, "A man that have traveled knoweth many things, and he that have much experience will declare wisdom. He that have no experience knoweth little, but he that have traveled is full of prudence." All right, and the Lord is causing us right now to travel. All right, not necessarily physically, all right, but spiritually. All right, we're traveling. All right, we're being put. We're going on. We're on a spiritual journey. All right, a mental journey. All right, to perfection. And on this travel, on this you know, journey, we're learning a lot of things. You know, we're experiencing a lot of things. You know, and the chief thing we're experiencing It's how to live and walk by faith. It says, when I traveled, I saw many things, and I understood more than I can express. I was oft time in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doth he look, and to who is his strength. For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling and a help from falling. And we're learning all these things through the experiences that the Lord is teaching us. We're learning to fear the Lord. We're learning to trust the Lord. We're learning to be faithful in the Lord. All right, we're learning of the Lord's mercy. We're learning of the Lord's salvation. We're learning of the Lord's judgment. All right now in our personal journeys. And it's not coming overnight. This is something that's coming through time. And these lessons of faith they're going to yield their value in the days to come. That's why it's important to hold on to the faith. Hold on to the faith. It's going to yield its value in due time. It's already yielding its value, all right, as we speak. But it's going to be priceless. Oh, man. It's going to be priceless in the days to come, brother. It's not going to come overnight. Anything good don't come overnight. Anything good don't come easy. Everything worthwhile takes time to accumulate. Likewise, this faith. Likewise, this kingdom. Hold on to the faith. All right. Internalize these lessons of faith that we're learning on a daily basis, because we're going to have to use them in the days to come. With that being said, that's all I had to say tonight. Lord, when this is edifying unto you elect. Shalom. Stay up.